Good morning guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Quick market update today to see what's going on across the board. Had a few days off and the market is still pretty much within the range, and we have been in this range pretty much now since, we dropped into the range probably the 11th of May, so we're talking, what days, around 3 weeks worth of this sideways action. We've had a few obvious spikes to the downside, a few spikes to the upside which sold straight off, and we'll come back into this range. So there's three main key levels here. We've got the high range up here at 30,500, the EQ, which is at equilibrium, which is the central trading area of that range, which is at around 29,600, and then we have the low range here at 28,600. Majority of the buying pressure is coming in down here, and the selling pressure is at this level here. As you can see, it's a clear area where the price has been subdued. All these wicks within this area have all been sells, and we've all gone straight to the downside. Look, when we've rejected off this area, we've come back down to that lower range band there pretty much every time. This level here we actually just broke up. We had a little bit of price action when we Bart Simpsoned it and dropped to the downside, and then we're using this current level here as the major area of support. So what's going on at the minute? We are going sideways, and while that's happening, altcoins are still kind of getting obliterated. They are starting to go sideways a little bit now. Solana's started to pull back significantly just due to the state of that blockchain. I never understand me. I know it's in AlphaNet, but why does somebody want to invest in a project but just consistently dying in terms of network capabilities? Take a look at Polkadot if you want a solid blockchain, because that's never been down and it's continued to push on. I can imagine, and I know it is in beta, but I think they will fix it, but it's just a bit of a pain in the arse. It should be working from the get-go, from my opinion, or should not be launched, but it is what it is. So price action on Bitcoin going sideways. With that, I'm actually still surprised. The crypto fear and greed index is down at 10, and it's been an extreme fear for the last week really, and it doesn't naturally feel like a good time to buy, does it? Especially when the vast majority of people are expecting lower levels. I think I've seen a lot of charts out there now which are saying 15k, 10k, 3k. I'm like, come on now. We've had such a significant drop and people are still wanting to drop further. We have got the added, I won't call it FUD, but the added selling pressure now with the Federal Reserve in the US, which is selling around $1.5 trillion of assets between now and the end of 2023. I think initially, this is what that price drop for. It was a reaction to that news coming into force. But then we had a good bounce back and we rejected off that high range, and now we'll come back down to EQ. So I think the initial impact of that is now over. Let's see what goes on, because ultimately, if the stock markets in the US are going down, naturally Bitcoin is going to be following it. And with that strong dollar, let's have a look what the dollar's doing now. So yeah, we had a bit of a sell from the dollar, but we are starting to bounce back, and that's like coming in towards a bit of a range bound area now. I think for any type of bullish price action on Bitcoin, we need this to drop down, and I'm still waiting for a drop down to this level, down to like 99s. I think it's possible. Maybe just having a little bit of a relief bounce here, shake a few people out, and then drop back down. It has been a very strong dollar, and you can imagine with the Fed pulling a very big, large number of funds out, that you would expect the dollar to get stronger. But let's see how the other currencies across the world, because the index is based against all different currencies. So if we start getting growth in, the GBP against it, and the DAX and things like that, then potentially we could have another further drawdown in the dollar. But we just need to wait and see for that. So a couple of things else we need to look at is Ethereum BTC, which is the main factor why alts have been doing so bad really, and the reclaim of market dominance on Bitcoin. So we had a really strong Ethereum against Bitcoin for pretty much, even you could say back here, back on March 21st. But eventually we did lose that trend line. We've come back down to, you could say it's a level of support here. If you look at these candles here, you could say we are now into a level of support, and if it did lose that, which I personally think could happen, I'm expecting a strong Bitcoin over the next few months. Whether the Bitcoin goes down in price, it doesn't matter. It can still regain a strong market dominance. If you look at Bitcoin dominance here, it's currently still on the up. It's at 46.8%. I've mentioned that I'm expecting a push up to around 52% and potentially higher depending on how the market goes. But whenever you're looking at market cycles, You really need a strong Bitcoin in order for people to regain confidence in cryptocurrency market, which will then trickle down into Ethereum, high caps and low caps. And we are prior to that run yet. We need that Bitcoin dominance to shoot back up. And I think shooting up to around 52% is a decent area. We can obviously go higher. If you're looking at past, before we had the major run last year or previous year to that, we had a 73% strong Bitcoin, and that pretty much topped out there. As you can see, it was a nice area to top out, and then it rejected, and Ethereum started running, the rest of the altcoins started to push up. So for me, I think we still need a strong Bitcoin. I don't think we'll get up to these levels again because we've got some strong layer 0 and layer 1 blockchains. We're talking, well, I'm going to say Solana, but it's not as strong as it used to be. We've got Polkadot, we've got Cardano, we've got Ethereum, some major Avalanche, some majorly strong bullish assets, which I think will still try to regain at least a certain market share. So I'm not expecting a rise up to here, but 52% is an area I'd look to target, and maybe even come back down towards 58% up here, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, for me, we need a strong Bitcoin in order for the rest of the market to progress. And when I mean progress, is progress in confidence. We need people to come back to the markets, which currently I can't imagine there's many people left in the market. You've got influencers disappearing, retail is not here, and usually you get all your mates talking about it, just your real life mates who are saying, oh, I've seen crypto's good. Not one of them mentioned crypto for a long time now. So I think personally for me, it is a good time to buy. We are going sideways, and ultimately we can always go lower. If we look at this other diagram I've got that I've drawn up, look at this on me, let's look on my weekly time frame. We always have that possibility of history repeating itself. And if we look back into a previous cycle, so back in 2017, we had Bitcoin all-time high, and then exactly 1 year later we hit them cycle lows. That is a potential move that could happen now. I mean, we're talking lows up in November, December of this year, so I'm expecting still a rise back up to around 34k, and then a nice steady decline down up to around October, November, and then I think we'll really start to push on, and I think the market will start to regain some momentum here. You'll probably get another dump, but then you'll start to get retail coming back around 48, 50k, I think, and then we'll start to push on men and go into creating new all-time highs. A long time off yet, but if you have patience in the market and you are willing to invest now and potentially go underwater for starters, I think it will pay off. I think investing in something now when nobody's really looking at it, nobody wants to invest in. People always want to invest here. People always want to invest here at the all-time highs. So if you go against the flow and buy when nobody else wants to buy down at these levels, then this is where the life-changing money can be made. So it doesn't feel like it, and the global macro outlook is diabolical. But just err a little bit of caution, invest in what you can afford to lose. And personally, I think now is a great time to invest, given it can come lower, and the lows could be down at 24s, 23s, 20s, but it is what it is, isn't it? And if you're looking for long-term investing, you've got to be prepared to go underwater at some stage. But that's it, that's my thoughts on the market today. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.